Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I'm here today to do a quick December TBR. So December is definitely the month where I take nothing seriously. I have a set TBR, but I'm not like too prone to following it, to really doing anything. Over the course of the year, as you guys know, I really push myself to have really ambitious TBRs. This one may seem ambitious, but in my head, it's not really. So first we'll start with the books I absolutely need to read this month, and it's only two. The first of which is The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. If you have not watched any video of mine for the entire year, me and my friend Haunani have been hosting what was the Percy Jackson read-along, is now the Heroes of Olympus read-along, future videos incoming perhaps. But we are currently on the fourth book of the Heroes of Olympus. The Heroes of Olympus series, I don't really want to describe it for fear of spoilers, but the Percy Jackson series follows a boy named Percy Jackson who discovers that he is half human and half a god, in fact, the son of Poseidon. Because of this, he is constantly being attacked by monsters and therefore has to move to Camp Half-Blood in order to learn how to defeat these things and follow along a prophecy. Obviously, in a second series, it is far more advanced in plot than that, but we are reading it. A vlog should be coming soon, probably right after this video. That's it. After that, Haunani and I, because we just can't get enough of each other, are also buddy reading The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. This is kind of like a You've Got Mail, the hating game situation. It follows two characters, Jonathan Frost and Gabriella Di Natale, who are the two co-managers of an independent bookstore in New York City. Obviously, with a last name like Di Natale, Gabriella loves Christmas. And obviously, with a last name like Frost, Jonathan is our criminy, Grinchy type of character. But with a new mega corporation bookstore opening up down the street, the independent bookstore is slowly suffering. Gabriella and Jonathan come to the conclusion that one of them will be let go before the holidays, and neither one of them wants to lose their job. In comes the probable enemies to lovers, which I am here for. It's really short, and I'm excited for it. What I didn't know is another romance I have on my TBR is also written by Chloe Leese. This month, I wanted to also read Always Only You, and I didn't know it was the same author. It was only when I was creating the stuff I needed for this video that I realized that they were the same person. Now, I also know that this is a second in a romance series, but honestly, I don't really care. I wanted to pick this up because it is a hockey romance. I love hockey. I've played hockey. Hockey is very important to my life. So I just wanted to read some hockey romance. This also seems to be a Grump Sunshine type of book, except the girl is the Grump and the boy is the Sunshine, which I think is really cute. From what I understand, Ren is a hockey player who joins a team that I think Frankie is coaching, or she's just a part of this team in some way. And I think they're both attracted to one another. So again, I don't think this is necessarily an enemies to lovers, but it's definitely like a Grump Sunshine dynamic. All surrounding a hockey team. I think it's going to be really fun to read. Definitely up the alley. Definitely just what I need for the holiday season. So I will be picking that one up if I can as well. And then we move into what I wait all year for in December, which is reading all of my Star Wars books. I don't know when this began, but I associate December with Star Wars, potentially because some Star Wars movies come out in December. But the last time I looked this up, like pretty formative Star Wars movies of my childhood released in the summer. So I don't know where this revelation came from, but it stuck with me, and this is the month that I read them. So I have quite a bit of mass market paperback Star Wars books that I would like to read. The first of which is an older book. I don't know necessarily if this is still part of the canon or if the Obi-Wan Kenobi series follows this plot line, but this is Kenobi by John Jackson Miller, and it is part of the like Legends series. From what I understand, this is following Obi-Wan as he is on the desert planet of Tatooine, and he's going just by the name of Ben. This is where we find him also at the beginning of the first Star Wars movies, so it makes the most sense that he would be on this planet. Violence erupts between the Tatooine farmers and the Tusken Raiders, and Obi-Wan finds himself needing to go and help and resolve the conflict. However, doing so might reveal himself to be a Jedi and an enemy of the Empire, thus risking his real mission of being on Tatooine, which we know what it is. I'm very excited to do this. I will be listening to this on audio. You will see with all of these books, I'm just gonna say now, I am listening to the majority of them on audio. There is nothing like a Star Wars audiobook. They are perfection. They put you in the mood. They put you in the scenario. There's nothing more perfect than them. Probably starting this today, honestly. It's been staring at me. Obi-Wan Kenobi is definitely one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, so I need to pick this up. After that, we have a Star Wars book that I've been really looking forward to reading. This is Annihilation. So this book follows a character named Theron Shan, who is the son of a Jedi master that cannot wield any Jedi powers. A power struggle has the Empire in flux, but Darth Carid remains bent on total Sith domination of the galaxy, using the fearsome Imperial battle cruiser in Reign of Terror. But her ruthless determination is more than matched by Theron's steely resolve. This sounds really, really fun. I also have this on audiobook. I also picked this up because someone that I followed one time mentioned that Theron Shan was a bisexual main character, and this was like bisexual representation at the time. So that's easily why I picked it up the first time, because I don't tend to like books that don't follow the main characters. Sometimes I end up really enjoying them, so I hope that this is one of those cases, but it definitely piqued my interest way more because it has a bi-main character. After that, we have two books that I picked up because of the more recent Star Wars stuff. The first of which is Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. Inferno Squad is the team that you follow in the Battlefront 2 games. I picked this up because I played the game and I was really interested to see the novel version. So after the humiliating theft of the Darth Star plans and the destruction of the battle station, the Empire is on the defensive, but not for long. In retaliation, Inferno Squad has been called for the crucial mission of infiltrating and eliminating the partisans, the rebel faction once led by the notorious Republic freedom fighter Saw Gerrera. Following the death of their leader, the partisans have carried on his extremist legacy, determined to thwart the Empire, no matter the cost. Now, the elite Imperial soldiers of the Inferno Squad must prove their status as the best of the best and take down the partisans from within. That's it. Have this on audio, excited to read it. And then finally, we have a character that I feel was crucially underutilized in the last trilogy. This is Star Wars Phasma, and it's written by Delilah S. Dawson. I realized I didn't say the authors of these two books, so this is Drew Karpyshyn and Christy Golden. Back to Phasma. I feel like Phasma, like I said, cruelly underutilized. Gwendolyn Christie, we had her. Why didn't we use her as much? I'm hoping that this book will provide some sort of backstory to Phasma, why they are the way that they are, how did they come to fruition, anything else that I could possibly know about this main character. And the entire time that I will be listening to this on audio, I will be imagining Gwendolyn Christie. So she commands the favor of her superiors, the respect of her peers, and the terror of her enemies. But Captain Phasma, renowned officer of the First Order, remains as unknowable as the impassive expression on her gleaming chrome helmet. Now, an obsessed adversary is determined to unearth her mysterious origins and expose the secret she guards as zealously as she serves her masters. That is what I need. This is what I need. And I'm excited, and I will be listening to this on audio. After that, I kind of wanted to do a reread, but in like a new format. I try to do that in December where I'm not necessarily reading my favorite books in the same format. I try to reread them a different way. And that means rereading Lost Stars by Claudia Gray, but the manga version, which has the art and adaptation by Yusaku Komiyama. And basically, the Lost Stars book is one of the books that made me fall in love with Star Wars novels. And despite what I had just said, that I don't really like books that don't follow the main people in the trilogies, that was a lie. That was a lie straight out of my mouth, because Lost Stars is probably my number one favorite Star Wars book. And it follows no characters of any sort that have ever been in any sort of Star Wars movie. And yet here I am, being a liar pants. Basically, what I love about Lost Stars is the premise itself, the way that it unfolds in the story. The novel follows two childhood friends, Thane and Sienna, who are both raised in the Empire. Both of them have dreams to join the Imperial Academy in order to fly the TIE fighters. However, the more that they learn, the more that their loyalties to the Empire start to waver, and one of them eventually joins the rebels, while the other is still an enforcer of the Empire. I absolutely love that book. I don't think that this one follows the entire novel. I think there is a part 2 to this. Regardless, if I end up liking this, I will definitely be purchasing the next volume and reading it. I absolutely love this. So this is a definite read for this month. After that, I have been trying to pick up the High Republic books, but I haven't been enjoying them as much as other Star Wars books that I pick up. But this is Star Wars The High Republic Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. This one I've seen some pretty good things about. I'm pretty sure it was also nominated for the Goodreads Choice Award, which I know doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it just means to me enough people picked it up and rated it highly. So I'm hoping that that transcends into me enjoying this book. But I know nothing about what this is. So long before the First Order, before the Empire, before the Clone Wars, Jedi lit the way for the galaxy in the High Republic. With the Jedi at the height of their power, the free citizens of the galaxy are confident in their ability to weather any storm. When a shocking catastrophe in hyperspace tears the ship to pieces, the flurry of the shrapnel emerging from the disaster threatens an entire system. No sooner does a call for help go out than the Jedi race to the scene. The scope of the emergence, however, is enough to push even Jedi to their limit. As the sky breaks open and the destruction rains down upon a peaceful alliance they helped to build, the Jedi must trust in the Force and see them through a day in which a single mistake could cost billions of lives. I don't know anything about this, but I have the audiobook and it sounds like a impactful or meaningful story, so I'm hoping that I do really enjoy this. Then we have the final book in E.K. Johnston's Padme trilogy. This is Queen's Hope. Essentially, each of the books follows Padme before or in between the movies of the prequel trilogy. The first book followed Padme as a senator, which was in between the Clone Wars movies. The second book followed Padme before she became Queen Amidala and how she became Queen Amidala. And this one I actually have no idea what it's about. So Padme Amidala is a former queen and a current senator and a new wife. But her marriage to Anakin Skywalker must remain a secret since Jedi are not allowed to marry. And unfortunately for the newlyweds, they are rarely together, with Anakin on the front lines of the Clone War and Padme fighting her own battle for peace in the Galactic Senate. So obviously this, I think, is taking place between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and we're gonna see what happens, I guess. What I really appreciate about the Padme trilogy is that it also follows Padme's handmaidens, and these are the maidens that look exactly like Padme Amidala. They can replace Padme at any moment because obviously she is a high-profile senator, a high-profile queen, and obviously as the wife of Anakin Skywalker, a high-profile person in general. So what I really appreciate about this series is that it doesn't just follow Padme, it also follows Sabe and some of the other handmaidens, and I've always really enjoyed that you don't really get to see the handmaidens in the prequel trilogy, so I think it adds a perspective to them, a personality to them, which I really enjoyed, and I can't wait to see this. I don't think E.K. Johnston is the best writer in the universe, but I have been enjoying this series as just a quick little read. And then finally, the last book I want to read is a new release for this year, and it is The Princess and the Scoundrel by Beth Revis. Do I need to say more about why I want to read this? It is a Han Solo and Princess Leia book. I don't even know what the story follows. I saw them on the cover and I immediately pressed buy. I didn't ask any questions. So the summary for the book starts with, you are cordially invited to the wedding of Princess Leia Organa and Han Solo. Don't mind if I do. The Death Star is destroyed, Darth Vader is dead, the Empire is desolate. But on the forest moon of Endor, among the chaos of the changing galaxy, time stands still for a princess and her scoundrel. After being frozen in carbonite, then risking everything for the rebellion, Han is eager to stop living his life for other people. He and Leia have earned their future together and 1,000 times over. When Han asks her to marry him, Leia finds her answer immediately on her lips. Yes. Yet happily ever after doesn't come as easily. As soon as Leia and Han depart on their idyllic ceremony for their honeymoon, they find themselves on the grandest and most glamorous stage of all, the Halcyon, a luxury vessel on a very public journey to the most wondrous world of the galaxy. As the Halcyon travels from world to world, one thing becomes abundantly clear. Han and Leia find that they fight their best battles not alone, but as husband and wife. Get the fuck out of here. I am so excited to read this. Probably one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I have to say it. And that's it. Those are all of the books I would like to read in the month of December. Please let me know what you're reading in the month of December. Do you save specific books for the December month? For me, it's definitely more Christmas books and Star Wars books. But if you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. And of course, because it is the end of the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. I tell you this every video, but it makes me feel really good and does wonders for my channel. And that's it. I never know ever how to end these things. So I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye!